Team USA on the way home to the States right now. They're bringing home the gold. The World Cup heroes.
U.S. wins their fourth World Cup.
Capturing their second consecutive title and record fourth. The veteran and the young star scoring those game-winning goals. The celebrations erupting across the country and world. Now the U.S. women's national team gearing up for that massive celebration back here at home.
Also this morning, California on edge as thousands of aftershocks rock the Golden State from those two massive earthquakes, sparking fires and forcing people from their homes. The new fear is an even bigger quake coming next.
Heading to court. Ultra-wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein set to go before a judge today to face new charges of sex trafficking minor girls. The raid on his New York mansion and the covert operation to arrest him.
Breaking new development in the terrifying road rage incident caught on camera. A driver opening fire on a family truck with children and fireworks inside. The suspect turning himself in overnight.
The search for answers after the shocking death of a young Disney star who passed away in his sleep. New details and tributes this morning.
And celebrating baby Archie, a family affair for the young royal's christening. Everybody was there, and the special honor for Princess Diana.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. Hope you had a good weekend. Good to have both of you back. How much fun was it watching that team?
Such a great celebration for Team USA. Let's take a look right there. There they are on the field celebrating after the big win. Second straight World Cup, fourth overall, and there they are leaving their hotel in France this morning on their way home.
Oh, on their way home after a late night of celebrating, Jordan. The team, they were out in full force at the after party, calling it Party in the USA. And there you see them right there with the champagne bottles, the sparklers, and the Empire State Building here in New York, lighting up red, white, and blue to honor that great team.
And that great team will be right here in New York City this Wednesday for a huge ticker tape parade along the famed Canyon of Heroes. Adrienne Bankert starts us off. She's still there in France, where the national team just pulled off that incredible win. Good morning, Adrienne.
Good morning to you too, Robin. Good morning, everybody. Can I just tell you how much of a thrill this has been to be in the stands, to talk to fans from Paris to Lyon, and to follow this team. Now, the ladies told us they have had such a great time here in France, but they're ready to come home and, as you said, Michael, party in the USA.
Team USA does it again. Before a sold-out crowd, the women win their fourth World Cup crown.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how to feel right now. It's ridiculous.
In the 61st minute, the match tied 0-0. Veteran Megan Rapinoe, fresh off a hamstring injury, punches one in.
Go! U.S. wins!
Megan Rapinoe converts this penalty kick for the first goal of the game, the 50th of her professional career. At 34 years old, she's now the oldest player to score in a women's World Cup final.
A lot of people were concerned about your hamstring. You were like, no, I'm shaking it off.
I was concerned about my hamstring.
Yeah.
And it was this thrilling moment by the team's newest superstar that clinched it all for Team USA.
Cutting, shooting, go! Lavelle to the U.S.
4 years ago, Rose Lavelle was getting pizza with her teammates while a junior in college, watching the World Cup final on TV. Now she's a hero, ranked among the best on the planet.
The biggest goal of Rose Lavelle's life.
These are some of my best friends on the team, and I think that kind of cohesion, you feel it every time you play, and I think that's kind of what got us to the top.
That star power electrifying fans around the nation, from Kansas City to Chicago, New York, Alabama, with tens of thousands of U.S. fans coming right here to bring a little hometown love to Lyon, France.
Best professional sports game I've ever been to. Tobin Heath, you're the...
You're the woman!
Yes, thank you.
The players' families with them for the ride of their lives. Rapinoe and Lavelle's moms all hugs. And a teary-eyed Sam Mewis shows off the team's special champions jerseys in the locker room. Those champions basked in victory. Some fans in the stands got behind their fight for equal pay as the team prepares to enter mediation with the U.S. Soccer Federation when they return to the States. But for now, it's all celebration as Team USA toasts to 4 stars and to being on top of the world.
And the celebrations continue on Wednesday in New York. There will be a ticker tape parade to honor the team. And there's no telling how many little girls will be watching, little girls like Rose Lavelle, one of our favorite stories from this tournament. Her elementary school posted a photo of her dressed up as Mia Hamm as a child. And now Rose is in the history books as well. Robin.
They'll be dressing up like Rose now. Hey, Adrian, thank you. But wait a minute. We're going to see them back in action sooner than later, aren't we, the team?
Yes, that is correct. In fact, they're going to do a victory tour starting with the game in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, another historic location. And that will be on August 3rd. We look forward to that.
Yeah, the 99ers from the Rose Bowl. Thank you so much. Adrian, you had a great time. Good for you. Glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So fun.
Okay, we're going to turn now to the fallout from those earthquakes that shook Southern California this weekend. 2 major quakes, thousands of aftershocks have the region on edge. And Marcus Moore is in Ridgecrest, California with the latest. Good morning, Marcus.
George, good morning. We are feeling aftershocks this morning as residents here recover from back-to-back earthquakes, including some who are having to start over. The family who lived in this house, it burned in the aftermath of Friday's earthquake.
This morning, California is a state on edge. Hit by the strongest earthquakes in 20 years, sparking fires, causing thousands to lose power, and creating uncertainty in businesses and homes across the Golden State.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And with thousands of aftershocks rattling the region over the weekend, many now wondering, is the worst yet to come?
We all, I think, have a unique role and responsibility to prepare individually to be prepared for the next earthquake of magnitude even greater than 7.1.
The 1-2 punch began on July 4th in Ridgecrest, 120 miles from Los Angeles. The first quake registering a 6.4 magnitude. A day later, a second quake registering 7.1. Watch this woman unable to get up and seek safety. And this 2-year-old dangerously close to a swaying trailer.
Get up, get up, get up.
The shaking even felt at the Los Angeles Dodgers game.
How are they continuing to play baseball?
Just to give you an idea of how powerful this earthquake was, look at this. The ground is split and there's a gash in the earth. And when the violent shaking started, it shifted the ground and left a crack that stretches for as far as the eye can see through the California desert.
But miraculously, no lives lost. And experts say the number of aftershocks is now dropping.
It is dropping off relatively quickly. The number of earthquakes that we're seeing here on Sunday is substantially below what we were seeing even yesterday on Saturday.
And we felt a strong jolt about an hour, just over an hour ago here in Ridgecrest. And Dr. Jones points out that the area will likely have an earthquake every hour or two, and then it will begin to go down to daily and then weekly. But there's still a 3% chance that they could see a stronger earthquake in the coming days. Mike?
Well, we hope the worst is over. All right, thank you, Marcus. And we're going to move on now to the latest on the battle over the border. President Trump is blasting accounts of appalling conditions at border facilities, defending the detention centers that are housing children. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who has reported extensively from the border, has more from a detention facility near San Diego. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. The president going as far as saying that conditions at facilities like these and even child detention centers are, quote, much better than where these migrants came from. But having been to one facility housing children in Texas, I can tell you it is jarring to see children as young as toddlers locked up in what is basically jail.
President Trump spent part of his weekend lashing out at the New York Times for exposing that child detention facility in Texas.
The New York Times story is a fabrication.
That Times piece published Saturday details nightmarish conditions in this migrant facility in Clint, Texas. The joint investigation from the New York Times and the El Paso Times sources dozens of unnamed Border Patrol agents who saw outbreaks of scabies, shingles, and chickenpox spreading among the hundreds of children who were being held in cramped cells. The stench of the children's dirty clothing so strong it spread to the agents' own clothing. Conditions that reportedly left some Border Patrol officers in tears. But President Trump refuting the report, even adding that he thinks migrants might actually prefer the conditions at detention centers.
People that came from unbelievable poverty, that had no water, they had no anything, where they came from. Those are people that are very happy with what's going on because, relatively speaking, they're in much better shape right now.
No pictures from inside the facility accompany the Times article. And when ABC News toured the site 2 weeks ago, our repeated request to bring in cameras denied.
Any chance to actually take these cameras inside to show people what's really going on?
No, it's a pen and pad tour, as we talked about.
Those images from the Department of Homeland Security Office of the Inspector General taken at similar Texas Border Patrol facilities, horrific overcrowding, faces pressed against cell windows, allowed only those thin Mylar sheets, and offered limited to no showers.
There's adequate food and water because the facility's cleaned every day. We have no evidence that children went hungry.
Acting Homeland Security Secretary Kevin McAleenan dismissing recent scrutiny over health conditions at the centers, but acknowledging there is a real crisis.
Now, the Border Patrol says that the number of children and its facilities is down by about 90%. And when we saw that facility in Texas, the numbers were low. Still, it is jarring to see children with their faces pressed against the glass, sleeping on mats on the floor, all of them looking miserable, some of them crying, and it's questionable that the amount of food they're getting for stays averaging up to 10 days is actually adequate. Michael?
Yeah, Matt, it's hard to see those images here in the studio. And these deportation raids, they could start at any time.
Right. The president said that the moratorium that was 2 weeks long for those deportation raids is now over. A DHS official has said they're preparing to deport up to 1 million people, but officials tell me that's not even possible. But we could start seeing raids of about hundreds or maybe even thousands of people. Michael.
All right, Matt. Thank you so much. George?
Okay, Michael, the race for the White House now, and our new poll showing a record high approval rating for President Trump. 44% of Americans now think he's doing a good job. 53% disagree. But the poll also reveals some trouble for Trump in his bid for re-election. Let's bring in Mary Bruce for more on that. And Mary, the stiffest challenge still comes from Joe Biden.
Yeah, George, right now, Joe Biden is the only candidate with a clear edge over the president. Biden is now leading Trump by 10 points, according to our latest poll. But take a look at these other matchups. Harris, Sanders, and Warren are all in virtual or dead heats with the president. So, George, while our poll shows the president does have many vulnerabilities heading into 2020, it also shows him with a competitive, if narrow, path to win.
Yeah, being held up by the economy right now. Meanwhile, former Vice President Biden trying to put to rest once and for all those questions about his commitment to racial equality.
Now, was I wrong a few weeks ago to somehow give the impression to people that I was praising those men who I successfully opposed time and again? Well, yes, I was. I regret it. And I'm sorry for any of the pain or misconception they may have caused anybody.
Now, that right there is Joe Biden very clearly trying to reset, making his most direct apology to date for those comments, touting his ability to work with anyone, even segregationist senators. But, George, it took him nearly 3 weeks to do this, and that is only a partial apology. Joe Biden, they're saying he is sorry if those comments caused anyone any pain, and he continues to insist that those comments are being mischaracterized. While his 2020 rivals are welcoming this move, Senator Kamala Harris, who took Biden to task for these remarks during that bruising first presidential debate, she is applauding the president's apology, but making it clear this does not absolve him. George, she says you cannot rewrite history.
Right, and he's pushing back, saying they basically have the same position now on busing. Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, now to growing tensions with Iran, claiming it has now exceeded the limit on uranium enrichment set by the 2015 deal, which President Trump abandoned last year. Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz is tracking this for us from Washington. And Martha, Iran sending a message here.
They sure are, Robin. President Trump this morning warning Iran that it better be careful, and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo telling Iran it could face further sanctions. But it is clearer than ever this morning that Iran is violating that 2015 joint nuclear agreement unless Iran gets some sort of economic relief from the very strict sanctions already in place. The country's already exceeded limits on how much nuclear fuel it can store, but going beyond the limits of of uranium enrichment is more serious, putting the country back on the path to possibly building a nuclear bomb. That is still a long way off, but clearly Iran is not backing down despite threats from the U.S. and those countries still part of the agreement, Robin.
And one of those countries is Britain, and they find themselves in the middle of a controversy this morning. Ambassadors leaked communication which he was, let's just say, very critical of the Trump administration.
He was indeed. Britain's Daily Mail released what they say are diplomatic communications from the ambassador to the U.S., Sir Kim DeRoche, calling the administration uniquely dysfunctional, clumsy, and inept, and questioning whether they will ever look competent. President Trump quickly responding, saying he is not a fan of the ambassador and had not served his country well. The British government now investigating that leak, Robin.
We'll see what happens. All right, Martha, thank you. Michael?
All right, Robin, now to the investigation into a mysterious explosion that flattened a Florida strip mall, leaving nearly 2 dozen people injured. ABC's Victor Okendo has the very latest.
The shocking aftermath of the explosion that rocked a South Florida shopping center over the weekend.
They heard an explosion and can see smoke. Smoke is north of him. He can see grayish white smoke.
This building directly across from the LA Fitness, which sustained serious damage, decimated. Chaos inside the gym as people rushed outside. Broward Sheriff's Office Captain Todd Neal had just finished working out when he heard the explosion, one of the first on the scene, carrying this woman to safety before heading back to help more people.
It's surreal at first. You have a gut reaction. You have no trepidation. You just start making your way to where you believe the ground zero or the issue is going to be. As I turned the corner, I saw the damage, saw the patients, and then we kind of went from there.
In total, 23 hurt, 19 transported to hospitals. A triage unit set up outside a Chili's restaurant. Guillermo Villa shot this video moments after the blast. He says he dove under his Tesla to dodge flying debris, and that likely saved his life.
I was thinking, now I could be in an ambulance or in a hospital or in a plastic bag. It was so close that, I'm blessed.
Investigators from multiple agencies sifting through the rubble, trying to pinpoint the cause.
Given the size of the debris field and all the damage we've seen, how incredible is it that nobody died here?
It is nothing short of a miracle.
Investigators have been focusing on a pizza shop that had been closed for months. It was also leveled in the explosion and appears to be where the blast originated from. Guys?
Investigation continues. All right, Victor, thank you. Now to tennis phenom Coco Gauff, back on the court this morning for her 4th round match at Wimbledon. After that incredible comeback on Friday, hanging on in a 3-set showdown, she was down a set, fought off 2 match points to win. And now the 15-year-old is preparing to go head-to-head with 7th seed Simona Halep. Gauff, of course, burst onto the scene by upsetting 5-time Wimbledon champ Venus Williams in the first round. You can see Coco, all the action at Wimbledon live on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Love her attitude.
15 and her parents, too.
It's amazing at 15 to be as composed as
she sure is. Following a lot of other headlines this morning, including the arrest of that ultra-wealthy financier Jeffrey Epstein, now facing sex trafficking charges.
And we also have the latest on the mystery surrounding the passing of that young Disney star, Cameron Boyce, as tributes pour in. But first, let's go to Ginger, who's in San Bernardino, California. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, it was the earthquakes here. There were more than 185 severe storm reports across our nation this weekend, including this picture from Laramie, Wyoming. Now, today, severe storms possible not just in the northern Rockies, but also parts of the plains. Chicago gets it by Wednesday. All right, that's the big picture. Let's get to the select cities now, brought to you by Pronamel.
What patients don't realize is what they eat and drink is likely acidic, and then what's happening is the weakening of enamel. Now is the perfect time for a toothpaste like the new Pronamel Repair. This toothpaste takes it to the next level. It takes minerals and it drives it deep into the tooth surface so that we can actively help repair weakened enamel. I do think dentists are going to want to recommend the new Pronamel Repair toothpaste. Such an easy answer, and it will do exactly what their patients need.
On Weather Alert today, as we track some pockets of moderate to heavy rain through your morning rush, especially late morning up until noon. Temperature is not going to budge very much, starting out in the mid-70s, 9 a.m., 77 at 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 78 to 79 degrees, so a little higher when that rain eases after lunchtime today. Low humidity Tuesday and Wednesday will give us some of the best days we've had in a long time. Right now, your Friday, 87 with a chance of a shower early. Pretty nice weekend, near 90.
to starting the new week with us. We'll be right back.
Right now, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, no commitment. Or you can work out at home in your spacious laundry/storage closet.